Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well. And today we are doing something that I have not really done, and that is show you the really ugly mess behind the camera, behind the reality of reselling, behind all the pretty things that you get to see when I do hauls. There is a lot going on behind the scenes, and people don't always share this with people online. And so I wanted to be very vulnerable and show what actually is happening behind the scenes. You can see there a pile of bags. Those are pieces that I have literally just had in my death pile. So I'm going to go through this room. This room is what I used to be filming in. This used to be my filming room, but it became also where I took pictures, and then things just got so out of hand. Mostly for a few reasons that we're going to talk about here. But I wanted to be really honest and very vulnerable with you guys and show you guys what actually, my workspace looks like, because I do think that there is this kind of like unrealistic expectation that you're not gonna have a big mess behind reselling, and also that if you do, then you're doing something wrong. And I know that just in our lives in general, if you do have a big mess to tackle, then sometimes you can be looked down upon. And I definitely want to just kind of break through that and let you know that if your spaces look like this too, you are not alone. The rest of my house, I love to keep very like minimal and very clean. But this became such an overwhelming task for me that it's been sitting like this. So all of these pieces are death pile pieces. So you're going to see me going through here. We are in the process now of getting ready to move, and we're going to be moving across the country. We live in Maryland. I live here with my husband, our exchange student at GU, and the three of us, we're going to be moving across the country with our dog to Indiana, where Jeremy's family lives, and where GU will be going to school next year. So there is a lot of fun things on the horizon, but in order to move, like, I have to be able to get through all of these things and organize this place. And so I have been going through my whole home and decluttering every room for the past few months. I did my closet, I did the kitchen, I've done the dining room, I've decluttered our living room. Our whole home is very streamlined except for my reselling business, because everything that I have purchased, I feel like can make me money. It's just that as a one woman show, and I'm so buried behind so many things that I'm doing, some of these things have just fallen to the wayside. And that's why this place looks like it is. And I also want to talk about too, like, back a few months ago, even a year ago, I've been making YouTube videos for so long now. But I also had this kind of thought too, where if I post any videos other than a thrift with me or a thrift haul, then people won't watch it. People only want to see the thrifting. They're not here to see me. They just want to see the clothes. And so in order to make 3 videos a week, I was doing like 3 hauls every week, sometimes bins hauls where you're getting 40 or 50 items. I could not keep up with that pace where I am filming 3 videos, all hauls, I'm editing 3 videos, I'm making, YouTube content. I'm also trying to picture that many items and list them. Like it just wasn't feasible. And that is the major reason why this room looks the way it is. These are things from like months ago, years ago, because I just couldn't keep up. And at this point, I've really transitioned my channel into more kind of diverse content. But between then and now, I haven't been able to go back and like catch up on all these things that I just had accumulated because I thought I had to. So I also think that that's something that comes with time as you're a reseller, is that at the beginning of reselling, sometimes, especially if you go to the bins, it's so tempting to just pick up so much because there is so much out there. There's so much waste. There's so many products that you could pick up for cheap. But then I think with time, often people usually gravitate towards trying to pick up fewer items because they realize how much you can get bogged down. And the fewer items you pick up, you try to find more and more pieces that are just worth more, so you don't have to have as much like I did in this room. And so I do feel like I could be opening up myself for some criticism, but I feel like if you are a reseller for a long time, maybe you've been here too. Sometimes you just have to go back and just get rid of things, just purge things that you thought would make you money in order to get some more peace of mind. And so that's the point I'm at, especially with moving. Like, I cannot catch up. I just can't do it. So I'm going through and I'm bagging up. So half of these bags that you are seeing me writing on, they're marked either NP, so not pictured, or they're donate bags. So I'm doing 2 bags at a time. And so as you see me putting things in, you'll either be going into a donations or into a not pictured bag. And so the not pictured bags are ones that I'm planning to take with us on our move, and things that I just don't think that I can get to before we move are going in those bags, and we're gonna get a storage unit and put things in there for now. But the not pictured things, I am trying to be really selective with and just picking pieces that I think I'll actually be excited to open that bag up and find eventually and then list. I have a bag over on that far by the window. I just put that in. That I'm going to be taking to my buy sell trade store, Uptown Cheapskate. And so that bag is a little bit smaller, but I have some more bags out in the other room that I'm going to be adding that little bag into. So yeah, we're making good progress though, and I also want this to be an encouragement to you as well, that I literally have put off this project for months, and I could have been living like with so much more clear headspace, but I just had it in my mind that I just could not do it. Like I couldn't get through it, and it was going to take me forever and ever. Where in actuality, I literally started tackling this project while filming. And I filmed this whole process. I started and then finished all within 2 hours, and you'll see the finished before and after. And in 2 hours, I made so much progress, and I had been living for months with only 2 hours between me and peace, and I didn't even realize it. So I want that to be an encouragement to you too. Like if you're feeling that kind of overwhelming despair that I was feeling, like, oh my goodness, this is such a mess and I just can't get through it, I can't clean it up, there could literally be just 2 hours between you and peace. You never know what you could be, what could be waiting for you on the other side of just a little bit of hard work. So even if it feels overwhelming, maybe it's not just one room. For me, it's this one room. This room is crazy, and I feel so much better about it now, but I felt embarrassed by it before. But maybe for you, you have multiple rooms like this, or maybe your car is like this. Just know that you're not alone. Everybody has something that's messy, or maybe it's not actually physically messy, but something messy internally, something emotionally messy that they're dealing with. And so we've all been there, and we all have our own struggles. So you're definitely not alone, and you're totally welcome here, because you know that I am not perfect, and I love having you guys here in this space. And there's no better way to show you how imperfect I am than by showing you this room, because most people I think would not put this on the internet, because it is embarrassing and it doesn't feel pretty or fun to show you, but I think it needs to be done, because I think so many of us have this idealistic version or idealistic kind of vision of what we think other YouTubers' lives are like. And let me tell you, it's not always the case behind the camera. Like, you don't see this part of this room ever, because I don't want to show it. And so today we're showing it because I need to work on it, and this gives me motivation to do so. But yeah, so that is kind of like, I wanted to be able to share the real and the vulnerable of what is going on behind the scenes. But I also want to talk about how it can feel to be like trying to run your business off of what other people tell you should do. Because for me, I was literally doing so many hauls because that's what I thought I had to do. I thought I had to get hundreds and hundreds of items. But I also want you to know too, like if you are a reseller and if you want to be doing this even part-time, full-time, whatever, it is totally okay to make mistakes along the way, to pick up too many things and have to get rid of some and just eat a little bit of a loss. And it's okay also to just pick up a few things and not do what everybody else is doing. You can do liquidation. You can do a quality-based model. You can do a quantity-based model. Maybe you have more time or like hands than I do and can go through a lot more pieces more quickly. Like, good for you. Do what works best for you, and then don't worry about the rest. Don't do exactly what I'm doing. Don't do exactly what somebody on Instagram tells you have to do. Figure out what works best for you. Also, is that sweater not the cutest thing? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I had that and I didn't even know it. But yeah, find what works best for you, your lifestyle, and just go with it. And try not to compare your life, your lifestyle, and how you run your business to somebody else. Here's a pair of Bionic sneakers I found. Those were really cute. And then a Talbot's blazer. Like, you never know what I have. I never know what I have lurking underneath all these piles until I go through it. And so I'm very thankful, too, that I got eyes on all of these things that I didn't even know was in here because I was too overwhelmed to look through it. So then I'm also going through and I've been looking up comps on pieces as I go through too for like some shoes and things that I don't know for sure about the price point for. And so you see me doing that. And then we move over to the other side of the room. And here is a hanging rack where I have some pieces that are listed. Like you can see the Balenciaga romper in the middle, the blue piece with the Paris logos all over it. is in the middle, and some other things on there are listed too. It's just some of it isn't, and I don't even know what's going on. So time to go through all of that as well. But as I'm going through this all too, like, am I very nervous that I'm gonna get a lot of comments judging me? Oh yeah, I for sure am. So please be kind in the comment section, because I don't need your judgment. I already judged myself a lot for this before I filmed it. But I'd also be curious to hear from you guys too, if you are resellers, or I mean, even if you're not, I would love to hear in the comments if you have also been in this situation where you just have so much stuff, or your death pile is so big and you can't get it. You can't fix it. There's no fixing it. You just have to make a giant purge. Or if you've just faced the situation too, where you're just so overwhelmed that you just have to like almost start over and just give yourself a restart. And there's little Otis joining us in the background. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know he was there, to be honest, but I'm thankful every time he comes down here with me, because he's just the sweetest little bug. But yeah, I'm sure that there's some other people that have been there. So I'd love to hear from you guys too in the comments if you guys have also had a huge death pile at some point, or just gotten bogged down and buried underneath your work. I'm sure everyone has at some point. So I feel like that is helpful to hear, not just for me, but for other people in the comments, if they're feeling the same way and feeling like the despair of not feeling like you're going to be able to get out of it. So yeah, I think we just can be a great resource for each other. But also some help too. Like if you're in this situation like I didn't have somebody that could come over and help me, because I don't live near my family or like my friends right now. So I just did this by myself. But get your tribe behind you. If you're facing something, like let people in, let them know that you need help. Ask for help. That can be a huge thing. Some people just will not know that you need it until you ask. So make sure you ask. But there we go. And there's a big breath in. Let's see what my progress has looked like. I cleared out so much. I think I have 5 or 6 donation bags, a couple bags of not pictured items that I'm going to picture eventually. Actually, that pile on the floor on the left, I have all hung on hangers now. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.